Same.
Right.
So you've been given the ability and the power to interpret your own dreams
Wow. Okay. Straight from the Most High.
straight from the Most High.
Gotcha.
But if you, just like most people, they need, they may be in a stage of development where they need to go to someone else, or they feel they have to go to someone else, go to the church, going to some type of organization to learn or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Anybody that's an athlete or into something, they may go to somebody that's an expert at it or has been doing it for that's an expertise. Sifu.
Right.
I could sit there and make up my own martial art,
Right,
but
right.
it may not be as effective if I go to somebody that knows how to give me the proper guidance.
on it.
And then as time goes on, he's not going to be here forever. Well, none of us going to be here forever. I may be able to, have to move away, and I'm able to do some things and add some things or take, whatever on my own.
Right, right.
It's a teacher gets you on the path.
Right.
Right.
Got you. So, because I want to go into what you understand what running is, right?
Can I interject?
Oh, go ahead, Adon.
I just been listening for a minute. It's the subconscious world, I guess. From what Malak was saying, what happens is we're not familiar with the subconscious, the subatomic
Okay.
realm,
Okay.
because we spend the majority of our time in what we call the conscious realm.
Okay.
Recognizing matter, we don't think about the subatomic part that creates it.
Okay.
So it's the same for the dream world. But what happens is we like to take control of the physical or our consciousness. What Malak was saying was he decided to dive into that realm of his subatomic self. That's really what the dream state or the dream world is, because it's still frequency, it's still waves or communication, like he said.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, we allow that world to run free. Which segues back to what he was saying when it says you can have a teacher, but you have to, it still interprets back to your personal experiences. But that teacher really has to be scrutinized when it comes to dreams, because dreams are personal.
Okay.
100% personal. Like he said, your own dream. There is no, that's why it's funny, dream interpretation. Dream interpretation is only based on symbols, like he said, of a collective group. But that doesn't mean that that interpretation is what it is for you.
Right.
So what sparked this thought is, yes, you can create your own martial arts. And I, as Sifu, who practices martial arts, have nothing to do with it, because it's 100% personal.
Gotcha.
Let's say a person loses their legs, and then that person decides, I'm going to create a martial art.
Right.
I ain't got nothing to do with that if I'm sitting here with 2 legs. I cannot tell him how to formulate his way of protecting himself. It's personal. The dream state is the same way. Now, even though I was absent last week, to segue that, they say sleep is the cousin of death, and that's where we get those dreams at.
Gotcha.
So it's almost like the two run side by side when we're talking about dreams.
Okay.
And then there's another form of dream where a person say, "Oh, he's a dreamer. He's a person that can," and that's the dream that we practice on controlling. I'm thinking positive affirmations. Today, I'm not going to have a bad day. That's the dream state. You're creating it. But what happens is when we go to sleep and we go into this dream state, we don't, in martial arts, Chinese martial arts, the phrase is called tying your monkey. your monkey is untied.
Right.
So it runs everywhere, it plays, it
Right.
does, it flips, it rolls, and you let it. You shouldn't do that.
Right.
Just as well as you take control over the conscious word. You're not going to us four are not going to let someone just come in here and do what they want to do in here.
Right. Right.
So in that state, it's the same thing. Once you get there, it's like, okay, I'm here. Now I'm going to do what I want to do, what I need to do in here.
Okay. Okay.
And then you're starting to be able to interpret the symbols, because you have a clarity in that state to where, but it takes practice, and it takes a very honest teacher, because what happens is when you open up that part of you to someone else, they can control you.
Okay.
They can guide your thoughts, and this is the
Gotcha.
real interpretation of witches,
Okay.
warlocks, or what we know as the person who has bad intent, but delves into the realm that we deal with.
Right.
They allow you to sit with them. You start to expose your subatomic self.
Okay. To them.
What you think about, what your fears are.
Got you.
And you're looking for interpretation from them.
Right.
But they're not giving you interpretation. They're giving you interpretation for a means
To control.
to control, right. And we get mega, no disrespect to anybody's way of thought.
Right.
Or but
However, comma.
right, because and the reason why I say this is because some of them are so mundane we can see.
Right.
You know, when a pastor says you can't come in here unless you swipe your credit card.
Okay. Okay. Got you. I understand what you're saying.
And then you get people who got their heads on and they say, well, I ain't going in there. But then the person that pastor has helped say, look, my business was in the shams until I started listening to this guy.
Okay.
Now I'm making $300,000 a year.
Right.
That's his personal experiences.
Got you.
And he's taking control of his dreams.
Okay.
So
Got you.
that's his thing. But again, it takes a person who's leading that congregation to be honest about what's happening. Because when you get people to open up in those realms and those levels, you can really manipulate.
Right.
Especially if you they call it cults.
Right.
Jim Jones. These people are honestly coming to you for interpretation of their own experiences subatomically, or frequency wise, wave wise, the etheric realm, personal, metaphysical realm on the inside, who we are when we're alone. That's pretty much, like he said, that rest state where you're, man, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do this? And then you go to sleep. You just created that dream that you just had in that section.
Right.
Because you didn't just let go.
Okay.
And say, I'm going to take control over this. Okay, I'm going to give an example. Or I'm going to ask, if you don't mind, can I ask a question? If you're in trouble in your dreams, can you wake up? Can you take control of it and get out of it?
Most of the time, yes.
Okay. That's a special, I was taught, that's a special thing to have.
On certain occasions, yes.
Right. Yeah. And that's usually what happens with certain.
I'm thinking about a dream now. I shook myself out.
And you physically hurt. I physically hurt for a little while afterwards.
Right.
Like, yes. Yeah.
Right. It's like somebody, what they would call a nightmare. And, they don't like what's going on there and they wake up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
My body still kind of trying to calm back from the tenseness.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I'm glad you said nightmare. Let's take Freddie. Okay. He would catch you at a certain point. He was useless until you entered that
into that realm. Yeah.
And when you went into that realm, when he entered, he didn't have good intentions for you.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But the trick was you had to beat him in that realm.
Right.
So you had to be comfortable in that
That
realm.
realm.
You had to be strong and take control in that realm. You couldn't just
You gotta strengthen your will.
right. So I mean, not a tangent, but when he was saying that he couldn't, that's what made me. It's like, yes, you can. You have the total ability to do that. But what's important about what he said is that's taught behavior.
Right. From this
And that's,
right here.
That's what controls us.
Right. Right. Even when we get into the dream.
And when we get into the dream, we limit ourselves because we were taught that, oh, you can't do that. That.
Right. Right.
And then you become afraid. That's you trying to drag this world into that one. And the subatomic world, like I said, we're all aware of matter.
Right.
But when it comes to the subatomic, if we were all just dragged right now into the subatomic world, we'll realize that the laws are different.
Right.
But if you try to drag this world into that one, then you get that, what we say is, okay, why you can't punch hard in your dreams.
Right.
That's one that's popular.
Right.
Man, I can't fight worth nothing in my dreams. It's like, nah, that might be for you.
Right.
I can smash in my dreams. And then if I don't like it, I can fly off.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But it wasn't always that way. It took me to talk about my dreams like we're talking about them.
Right.
For someone older than me to say, hey, man, you need to work on that. That's a special trait to have to do that. Most people can't do that.
Right.
And I would just try to work on it. But what it takes is for you to go into that realm with that same mind frame that we get up from it. All right, it's time to start my day. I'm going to have a positive day. I'm not going to let nothing affect me.
Right.
I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to be productive. But like he said, we go through so much in this realm that when we get to that point where we get to go to sleep, we let go.
We let it go.
We let the control, right, we let the control go.
Yeah. So we can say that once you get into these dreams, you can control them. Just like you can control whatever happens here. Because it's real.
Well, you can have, yes, it's definitely real. It's just a different realm. But what I'm saying is, expect the unexpected. Things happen.
Right.
So, but the thing is, we have an intent for our day.
Gotcha.
I can't speak for everyone, but us here, knowing each other, I know that we have an intent to be positive influences when we're out and about, when we're conscious.
Right. Gotcha.
Why would we let that go when we're so-called unconscious?
Right.
Or in our superconscious.
Superconscious.
Or super subconscious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's taught behavior.
Right.
Right. So, to segue back to last week, some say, and this helped me a lot when it came to my mother, that sleep is the cousin of death. It's like, okay, so until you decide that you're going to return as matter, that means you're on a subatomic level. Then it's a constant dream state.
Right.
Which is why brothers like ourselves say the ancestors communicate.
Right.
Because, and why they communicate mostly on the subatomic realm. Take Black Panther, the ritual that they put him through where he went to sleep,
So
and he had to enter that realm because that's the realm that his father was in.
Right.
And when he woke up out of that realm, he was back here. He was able to carry on the wave frequency or the language.
And he had a message.
And he had a message,
right.
The language that he got from that realm.
Right.
But they sent him into that realm with a purpose. That's what
Right.
the ritual was for.
Right.
He just wasn't in there lost. He didn't see his father and walk off
Right.
and
Right.
wander around.
Right. Because he understood a thing that me being here is a purpose.
It's a purpose.
And here, right here, I need to get this.
Right.
So when I go back,
Right.
I can implement it into whatever whatever the situation is for us that day.
Right. Most of us do not go into that realm with a purpose
Gotcha.
because we are tired and we go to sleep. And then the
that's
subconscious
interesting.
mind or the super subconscious mind snatches us in because there's messages.
Right.
Malak was talking about. There's symbols waiting. Man, I've been waiting to talk to him all day. But
Right.
He was working. He was with the kids. He was playing.
Right.
He was doing this and doing that. Now he's entering my realm. I can kick it to him. But we done drug so much from this consciousness
Right.
into that consciousness that it all gets blurred.
Right.
The conversations get blurred. I was reaching for something, but then I fell through the wall, or
Right, gotcha.
You know how dreams can be.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
You don't understand.